Alrighty, here we go with Skateboard Sam. Here he is, tooling on down the road. So this is a on your own problem, so you should have solved this entire problem before watching this video. It should be on your paper, and then now you should be watching the video, and if you make any mistakes, just correct them. That is the fastest way to learn. And if you got it correct, hey, that's fantastic. Alright, so here we go with the scenario. Skateboard Sam is on a quest. He wants to be the first 6-year-old to ride his skateboard the entire length of Gopher Road. Gopher Road got its name because there are thousands of gophers on both sides of the road. Skateboard Sam loves to ride his skateboard while the gophers stand on their hind legs and watch him roll past. Gopher Road is 4/5 of a mile long. Skateboard Sam has rolled for 3/4 of a mile. How much further must Skateboard Sam ride his skateboard in order to accomplish his quest? Alrighty, so the very first thing you should have written was 4/5, and you're subtracting 3/4. Now, let's look at why this is. So the whole road, the whole stretch of the road is 4/5 of a mile. And Skateboard Sam here has already ridden his little skateboard 3/4 of a mile, and we got to figure out how much is left here. So this is what you should have written. Now, the first thing we want to do is create our fraction box with representing 4/5. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to just draw a nice good sized box here and put it right there. And now if I want to cut this into 5 parts, which the denominator always means how many parts we cut it into, that means I need to draw 4 lines, which will give me 5 parts. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, and 4 lines. Let's just go ahead and double check that. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. Now, I get 4 out of the 5. So the whole stretch of road here is 4 out of 5 parts of a mile. So I'm going to simply color in 4/5 of this fraction box here. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5. So now this is how far the road is, right? But Sam, Skateboard Sam, has already gone 3/4. Now these have 2 different denominators, so they are uncommon, and we need common denominators if we're going to add, or in this case, subtract. So the very first thing I got to do is find my LCM, and I'll do that right here. I'll write least common multiple, and that's what LCM stands for, least common multiple. So I'm going to take my 5 and my 4, and I'm put my 5 first because that's my first fraction. So 5 and then 4, and the 4 comes from this fraction, right? So then I'm going to count by 5s, and I'm just going to go 5, 10, 15, and 20, and then I'll count by 4s, and I got 4, 8, 12, 16, and I need a little bit more room here, so I'm going to just shrink that and move that over a little bit. And then after, and so far I don't have anything in common, so I'm going to go a little further, and then bingo, I get 20, and both of these are in common, right? So this first fraction, I want to get the denominator to be a 20th, and in the fraction box, I'm going to cut this to make 20 parts, right? So I'm going to cut this fraction this way, you know, the up and down way, 1, 2, 3, 4 parts into 4 parts. Well, 4 parts means I'm going to draw 3 lines, so I'm going to do that right now, and I'm going to draw 1, 2, and 3 lines, and that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4 parts, which is exactly what I wanted. Now I should have 20 parts in all here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Bam! That is correct. I'm happy. And so far we are tooling around here. So after the fraction box and the LCM, first of all, if you got either of those incorrect, you should pause it and fix it. However, after that, we are going to move on to our algorithm. So I'm going to move this up here, and I'm going to just start writing my algorithm. Now, my algorithm is going to be 4/5, and I'm subtracting 3/4, right? And I need to multiply both of these by the giant 1. Now, why do I choose the giant 1? Well, as I've said before, anytime you multiply any number times 1, you get that same number. So we want to multiply this fraction by 1 to get the same number but different fraction ratios, right? So, and that's what we did already here with the fraction box, but let's show how it works with numbers. So I'm going to do both of these by the giant 1. And I don't have the most beautiful ones, but you do get the idea that that is a 1, and so is that. So for this first one, I'm going to multiply it by 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4/4. And then that's going to give me a new fraction. 4 times 4 is going to give me 16. And then 5 times 4 will give me 20. So I'm going to write my 20 right there. And now, if you look here at this fraction box, the 5/4 has changed into 16/20. And let's double check that. I should have 16 of the green ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Bingo! 16 out of 20. So 16 out of 17, 18, 19, 20. Bam! That is our new fraction, and this is representing it. So now I want to change this fraction. So I'm going to multiply it by the giant 1 of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to multiply by 5/5, and that will give me a new fraction. 3 times 5 will give me 15. So I'm going to write 15 here. And right here, 4 times 5 will give me 20. So I'm going to take 20 right there, right? And now I can start subtracting 15 of these little green boxes, right? So I'm going to do that, and since they're in groups of 4, I'm going to take groups of 4, and watch how I do that. It's kind of cool. So I'm going to take one group of 4, right? A second group of 4 would give me 8, right? And a third group of 4 would give me 12, right? So now I need to take just a few more, and if I take one box, that's 13, 14, and 15 right there, right? So now you can see I've taken 15 away by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 if you follow these boxes, right? I've subtracted 15. That leaves me, and I'm going to make this bigger, with just 1 out of the original 20, right? So let's shrink this so you can see this again. So now I have 1/20. That's all he's got left to go because he's already, this is how much of the road there is. This is how much he's already gone, which we took away, and that leaves just 1/20 of the road to go before Skateboard Sam has accomplished his quest. However, this is just our illustration. Let's go ahead and finish solving the algorithm and make sure that they both agree. So here, first rule for subtracting fractions is that you have to have common denominators, which we do. And then the second rule is that you only subtract the numerators and then drop the denominator straight on down. So if we take 16 minus 15, 6 minus 5 is 1, right? And 1 minus 1 is 0, or 16 minus 15 is 1, right? So then I'm going to simply draw my line and drop my denominator because the denominator just tells us how many parts this is cut into. In this case, the mile, or I'm sorry, it'd be the mile. There's only 4/5 of a mile, and they're cut into now 20 parts, right? So I have 1/20th of the mile left, and as you see, this answer agrees with my illustration right there. So if you did this all correctly, that is fantastic and great job. If you made any mistakes, please don't worry about it. We make our best learning accomplishments by finding our mistakes and then fixing them. So if you made a mistake, simply fix it and you're good to go. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time on my next video. Have a fantastic day until then. Sayonara, my friend.